Hey, so what's going on, people? Normally, on a day like this, I would take the moment to go back and look at something old because the whole Throwback Thursday thing, pull that out of the vault, if you will, give you that little look at something that I bought a long time ago and haven't worn yet. I still got 3 shoes left to do for that, but things got thrown off just a little bit, so instead of doing that today, I'm going to be doing something else. Anyway, so back in 2016, I bought these, right? A pair of the Core Black Ultraboost 2s. And I put some miles on these. These things, the time to replace them happened a long time ago. I just never quite got around to it. But recently I did see a pair of fairly plain black and white Ultraboost, and I was thinking, you know what? These might be the ones. And that's what's in this box. So let's go ahead and get this thing opened up, see what these are looking like. Hopefully they're looking pretty good. We'll see what we see, right? I was able to get these from Finish Line for, let's see, how much did these come out to? It was during one of their sales. I want to say it was in the 140 range. So not too bad, right? I tried to get them from Adidas, but they kind of sold out through, the sizes that I could have worn. So I just kind of had to go without. Unfortunately, that also meant paying like maybe $20 more. So not a huge difference, but enough, right? But anyway, so typical style that they do here. Got a very plain box. Then on the side, there's some bad stuff for those of you who like to look at the sides of boxes. But for those of you who want to just look at what's in the box, I'm with you. But let's see, this doesn't say on the side what it is, but this is the Marble Splatter colorway of the Ultraboost 20, right? So there's one. Let's go ahead and pull out the other one, see what things are looking like, and then knock out this review. So, okay, everything seems to be mostly okay. That splatter thing kind of throws things off a little bit because it makes you look a little closer to see if something's wrong, but that's just the way it looks. All right, yeah, so it looks like everything's a-okay. So here we go. It is now review time on this right here, the Adidas Ultraboost 20 in the Marble Splatter colorway. So, this is a pretty interesting look, honestly. I don't know what you guys are thinking. It doesn't even matter. No, I'm kidding. Your opinions do matter, just a little bit anyway. But let's go ahead and talk about my opinion. So, here we go. Across the bottom, right? Typical outsole that you've seen on a million pairs of these Ultraboosts, so we're not going to dig too deep into it. Just know that you got the Continental outsole to give you a nice bit of durability doing whatever it is you're doing. And on the top of that, you've got the midsole, this black and white boost thing going on to back you up with comfort while you're out there doing whatever it is you're doing. So on this one, you often see these as one straight up color, right? It's usually the white, sometimes black. On the last pair I had, it was green. This one, they kind of switched up a little bit to give it a little bit of flair to it. So that's kind of a nice touch. And then moving right along to the rest of the shoe, right? So you've got the upper here, which got another pair of these just to... So right here, you have the 20, right? It's slightly different than the upper that you see on a 19. That's the 19 over here, the Ice Mint colorway. So just to give you a little side by side, that's kind of what the differences are looking like. But either way, it's still not even quite prime knit on these, honestly, but it's a similar look, right? It's a similar styling. We'll get into that in just a moment though. But it's pretty much just black all across. Then coming up here, you've got the cage. This one, again, much like the last pair that I had, not the transparent style, obviously. Still just a little bit thicker than the 19 models were, but nothing serious. And then looking up in close there, hopefully it's focusing and you can kind of see the marble style that they have going on to make up the stripes. And then moving to the back, another difference between these and the 19s. The back of the 19 had the prime knit styling going all the way around. This, it stops right before where your heel would be and switches over to some kind of neoprene type of situation. But under that, the heel area right here, that's pretty much all the same. So there's that for you. And then if you want to look at the back, see if there's any real difference. Not so much, at least not that I'm seeing. So then moving on along, at the top of the tongue here, you've got the Adidas logo with this kind of a solar red sort of thing going on. Same with that little stripe across the back. And then on the inside, you've got that same prime blue thing that you may have remembered from the signal green, the volt pair that I did not too long ago. So the prime blue thing, right? This is where there's another key difference between this and a standard Ultraboost, 19 anyway. So the prime blue thing, it's similar to Prime Knit, but it's more so in line with what they did with the Parleys, where they take the knitted material and it's made up from plastic that they found in the ocean. So that's why these are going to be just a little less stretchy in some ways than these would be. So it's still not a bad feel overall, and I haven't really worn my other pair to see how it feels like out on a day or whatever. But just putting your hands in there and just kind of messing around with them, you can tell that these don't feel as stretchy, not as nice and soft like that as these do. And I think that that's part of the reason that a lot of people feel that the 19s are better, because it does affect how they feel, right? I mean, I can't say it doesn't. So it's something totally worth considering if you're looking to jump into a pair of 20s. Especially when you see that there's a million 19s with a lot of good colorways and some really decent prices. But anyway, so that's what the prime blue thing is. It doesn't say that on the front, but it does say it on the inside. And then past that, I don't have anything else to say about the shoe overall. I'll give you one little last look at it. But one thing I do have to say is about the sizing, because that's important, right? So even with the slight change, I will say that these are still a true to size fit. Everything feels a lot like they did in the 19s as far as the overall feel, like the fit feel goes. It's just that the stretchiness when you're moving your toes around is a little different on account of the whole prime blue situation. But I'll let you figure out if that's worth it to you to not buy these or whatever. Just want to make sure you know that, because to some people it could actually matter. So there's that. But otherwise, the comfort of these as far as the actual boost goes, you're good for running, good for walking, good for standing around doing whatever. Maybe you can go out on a hike, I don't know. Either way, the boost is a pretty versatile thing. Some people say it bottoms out after a while. I haven't had that problem, but it could be just that I also rotate things pretty heavily and I'm a fairly light dude. So there's also that. But anyways, that concludes the review. I'm pretty sure if I left something out, go ahead, leave a comment saying, hey, you left this out, and then I'll clearly point out to you where I didn't leave it out. That happens all the time. Anyways, so here's the thing. I got a little giveaway going on, right? So if you go back and you watch the Air Max Day videos I did last month, count up how many Air Maxes I showed off in those videos, all 9 of them. Send that number to me on Instagram and you will be entered into a little randomized raffle sort of thing, as long as your answer is correct. And if you do send me something and it's not quite right, I'll let you know it's not quite right. You know, because I am fair like that. So there's that. Also, this coming Sunday, which I haven't said yet, that whole recap thing that I do, that's going to be happening at 12 o'clock Eastern time, which is here in Virginia time, 11 o'clock in Iowa time, of course, right there, Iowa time. And that means it will be 5 o'clock for my UK friends. Hopefully you guys can join in too. I try to do these things at a time when most time zones can jump in. We'll see what happens though. But I will be joined by Predator Minute Podcast, Keep Pushing Kicks, Jeezy from the Big Easy. He put out a video recently, something about some Kobe's. Go watch it. Who else? 1127 Kicks will also be there, right? Yeah, I'll be there too. Yeah, so whatever. But anyways, go and watch that on Sunday if you would. Comment and keep the thing going, keep the chat going. It would be super beneficial. Until then, thanks for watching. Have a nice rest of your day or rest of your night, whatever it is, wherever you are. I got it on foot to shoot and a video to upload. So that's my day. All right, later people.